The truth I want to impress upon you today is this: circumstances are not the cause of what you experience. They are the effect. They are the mirror reflecting your past assumptions, your habitual states of consciousness. This is where so many stumble. They look at what is, and they accept it as final. They say, but this is the fact, this is reality, and in doing so they bind themselves to it. They do not realize that what they see now is simply the outpicturing of what they have previously imagined and accepted as true. Your present circumstances are nothing more than frozen shadows of old thoughts and beliefs. They have no creative power of their own. They are testimony to what you once assumed. If you would change them, you must go to the source. And the source is always within you. Do not be misled by what your senses report. Your present circumstances are only the result of your past assumptions. They are the result of the law in action. The law itself is your imagination, your assumptions sustained with feeling. If you dwell in a new assumption, you set in motion a new cause, and the outer world must conform. This is why you are told to live in the end. Not to dwell on what is, but on what you desire to be. For what you accept in imagination now is the blueprint for your future experience. Your job is not to fight the present circumstance, but to refuse to give it creative power. Your job is to assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Circumstances change. They have to, for they are only the echo of a state you no longer occupy. If you persist in a new assumption, the world will rearrange itself to reflect it. This is law. So let us begin here. Stop giving power to what you see. Withdraw your attention from appearances that contradict your desire. Do not argue with them. Do not fight them. Simply turn within and assume the state you wish to experience. This is the secret. Circumstances are dead things. They cannot create. They can only reflect. If you would change your world, you must change what you are imagining. And you are free, in this moment, to do exactly that. Understand this deeply. The outer world is a perfect reflection of the inner world. What you see around you is your own consciousness objectified. Nothing comes into your experience uninvited by you, even if invited unconsciously. You may say, but I did not want this problem, this lack, this conflict. And I will tell you, you did not want it consciously, but you accepted its possibility. You entertained its image. You reacted with fear or doubt, and by doing so you gave it life. Your inner conversations, your feelings, your dominant assumptions, they set the pattern. Your world is compelled to mirror them faithfully. This is not punishment. It is simply the law in action. A mirror does not judge what it reflects. So when you see circumstances you dislike, do not curse them. Do not resist them. Simply recognize them for what they are, evidence of what you once accepted within. They are useful only as guides to show you what you have been imagining. If you want to know what you have truly believed about yourself and your world, look honestly at your life. It is your own consciousness made visible. This may be uncomfortable, but it is the greatest gift, for it means you are free to change it. Do not try to change the mirror. Change what you are imagining. Assume the state you wish to see reflected. Persist in it. Feel it as true, and the world will conform without effort or struggle on your part. This is the invitation: to turn from appearances and dwell in the end, to accept as true now that which you desire to see made manifest. Circumstances will follow, for they are bound to do so. One of the greatest mistakes you can make is to give your attention to your current circumstances as if they are the final truth. When you fix your gaze on what is lacking, on what troubles you, or on what opposes your desire, you empower those conditions. Your mind and heart are like a magnet, attracting more of what you focus upon. Consider this carefully. Attention is energy. When you focus your attention on unfavorable circumstances, you pour life into them. You strengthen their hold on your experience. And so the world faithfully multiplies these shadows. This is why I teach you to withdraw your attention from what you do not wish to experience. It is not denial or avoidance. It is intelligent use of your creative power. You do not give energy to that which contradicts your desire. You redirect your attention to the reality you intend to create. In this way, your imagination becomes a powerful tool, not a wild horse dragging you where you do not want to go. You learn to govern your inner conversations, your feelings, your assumptions. You become the master of your own consciousness. And as you do, your world must follow. There will be times when the senses cry out, "But this is what I see. This is the fact." You will be tempted to believe the outer more than the inner. But I remind you, the senses can deceive. Circumstances are but a delayed reflection of past states. Do not allow them to dictate your belief in what can be. Your faith must not be in the evidence before your eyes. Your faith must be in the unseen cause, the inner assumption that you hold in your imagination. Persist in that assumption with feeling. See with the eye of faith, not the eye of doubt. And watch as the outer world gradually reshapes itself to match. This is the subtle but powerful art of creation: to live from the end, to embody the wish fulfilled, and to pay no mind to contradictory appearances. When you master this, you become irresistible to your desire. Circumstances have no choice but to yield. Remember, the past has no power except the power you give it in the present. Do not feed old images and thoughts by your attention. Instead, hold fast to the new assumption. Live in the feeling of your wish fulfilled, here and now. And the outer world will come to align with that truth. If you are prepared to practice this faithfully, you will see results. The shadows of old circumstances will fade. A new reality, built on your chosen assumptions, will arise. One of the hardest lessons to accept is that change does not always come instantly. You may assume a new state. You may live in the feeling of your wish fulfilled. And yet the outer world lingers in its old form for a time. This is natural and to be expected. Understand that your present circumstances are the product of a long history of assumptions. They did not form overnight. Therefore, their dissolution requires patience. Your new assumption must be sustained, unwavering, persistent. Imagine a river flowing. If you dam its course and redirect it, the water does not stop immediately in one place and begin flowing elsewhere instantly. The current slows, shifts, then gradually finds its new path. So it is with your outer world. You may not see immediate results, but that does not mean your imagination is powerless. What you assume has already begun to work behind the scenes. It is the cause, and time is the bridge between cause and effect. Do not be discouraged by apparent delay. Trust in the law you are applying. Know that your imagination is shaping the invisible forces that will soon manifest. Your job is to hold fast to the state of the wish fulfilled, no matter what your senses report. There is no failure in persistence, only temporary delay born of your past. This is why faith is so important. Faith is the sustained acceptance of your desired state in the face of contrary evidence. It is the bridge between imagining and manifestation. If you weaken your faith, you weaken the creative power of your assumption. But if you persist, you strengthen it. Like a gardener tending seedlings, you nurture your new reality with attention and belief. And in due season, it will bloom in your experience. Remember, the world you see is a living mirror, but mirrors can be slow to change. Be patient, be steadfast. Your new world is coming. Hold the vision firmly until it becomes undeniable. To truly transform your circumstances, your assumption must be more than a passing thought. It must be an unshakable conviction, a feeling so real and certain that your imagination accepts it as fact. Without this deep conviction, your desired reality cannot take root. Consider how often you may wish for something, yet secretly doubt it will come. That doubt is a silent assassin of manifestation. It contradicts your assumption and weakens your creative power. Your mind becomes divided, and divided faith cannot birth a unified reality. Your task, then, is to cultivate a single dominant state within, a state that aligns fully with your desire fulfilled. This is the secret to making your inner world so compelling that the outer world must conform. It is not enough to want or hope. You must believe and feel it as already done. You might ask, how can I know when my conviction is strong enough? The answer lies in your feelings. If imagining your desire brings peace, joy, and certainty, you are on the right path. If it brings anxiety, fear, or doubt, you need to return and strengthen your assumption. Practice entering the state of the wish fulfilled regularly. Create vivid scenes in your imagination that imply your desire has been realized. Feel the emotions as if it is happening now. Repeat this until it becomes your dominant inner experience. This deep inner conviction is like a beacon. It draws the circumstances that match it. It moves you from merely wishing to truly manifesting. Without it, manifestation remains a distant hope. Remember, the outer world obeys your inner state. Hold fast to your conviction. Let it guide your imagination, your emotions, your very being, and watch as your world shifts to meet you there. One of the most important truths to understand is this: your manifestation is already complete in the realm of imagination and feeling. It exists as a fact in your consciousness before it appears in the physical world. Yet, you may look at your current circumstances and see no evidence of your desire fulfilled. This can be discouraging. But remember, circumstances are the effect, not the cause. They are like the reflection of a reality that your consciousness is creating. Sometimes the outer world must have time to adjust and realign with your new state of consciousness. This is not resistance or failure. It is simply the natural process of the unseen becoming seen. The seed must sprout beneath the soil before the plant breaks the surface. Do not be fooled by appearances that seem to contradict your desire. Your senses report only what has been, not what is becoming. Your faith must hold fast in the reality that you have assumed. Hold it with feeling and conviction as if it is already done. This waiting is not empty waiting. It is active faith, a sustained inner knowing that causes the outer world to transform. Every moment you persist in feeling your wish fulfilled, you move your manifestation closer. The unseen forces work on your behalf. It is vital to remember that the law never fails. The outer world simply takes time to catch up with the inner world you have created. Your job is to remain faithful, to continue living from the end, no matter what the senses say. Delay is a test of your inner resolve. It is an invitation to deepen your assumption and refine your faith. When you persist with joy and confidence, the outer world cannot help but change. Your reality must conform to your dominant inner state. So, do not lose hope or give in to discouragement if the visible world does not immediately reflect your desire. It is simply time passing for your new reality to manifest in form. Stay firm in your imagination and feeling. Trust the process and watch as the world rearranges itself in perfect harmony with your assumption. Now that you understand delay is simply the outer world catching up to your inner state, it becomes clear that your focus must remain steadfast on the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Feeling is the secret key that locks your assumption into reality. It is not enough to think or wish for what you want. You must feel it as though it is already true, letting the emotions of fulfillment, gratitude, joy, and peace fill your consciousness. When you enter this state of vivid feeling, you impress your subconscious mind with the certainty that your desire is already accomplished. The subconscious cannot distinguish between what is imagined and what is real. It accepts your feeling as fact and begins to create the outer reflection accordingly. Make it a daily practice to enter this state. Close your eyes and imagine a scene that implies the fulfillment of your desire. Engage all your senses. Feel the texture, hear the sounds, see the colors, smell the sense of your new reality. As you do this, infuse the scene with deep emotion. Feel gratitude for having already received your desire. Feel peace in the knowing. Let these feelings become so natural that they dominate your inner world. This is how you build a powerful assumption that will compel your world to change. The stronger the feeling, the faster the manifestation. Allow no doubt or conflicting emotion to weaken this state. Persist daily until this feeling becomes your dominant reality. Remember, your imagination is the workshop of your reality. When you use it with feeling and faith, you hold the power to shape your life. Keep your heart and mind aligned with your desire, and the universe will respond in kind. Now that you have learned how to hold your assumption with feeling and patience, it is time to take the next vital step, to live in the end, to dwell fully in the state of your wish fulfilled. This means more than just imagining what you desire. It means embodying that reality in your every thought, feeling, and action. To live in the end is to make your desired state your present moment experience. You must assume the feeling of your fulfilled desire so completely that it no longer feels like a future possibility, but an undeniable reality already yours. This shift transforms your entire being and rewires your consciousness. When you live in the end, you move beyond waiting and hoping. You act, think, and respond as if your desire is already accomplished. This is the key that aligns you with the creative power within you. It releases resistance and doubt because you are no longer looking for evidence outside yourself. Your internal world, dominated by this new state, begins to radiate outward. Your energy vibrates at the frequency of your fulfilled desire. You begin to notice people, opportunities, and circumstances that match this vibration. The world rearranges itself to reflect the reality you maintain within. Living in the end is a continual process, not a one-time event. Each day, each moment, you choose to renew your assumption and feelings. You guard against slipping back into old beliefs or doubts that weaken your creative power. This discipline strengthens your connection with the unseen cause behind your manifestation. Understand that your imagination is the divine power within you, the source from which all creation flows. When you wield this power with unwavering faith and feeling, you hold the key to infinite possibilities. There is no limit to what you can manifest, no boundary to your creative potential. This realization frees you from the chains of circumstance and time. Your manifested desires are not dependent on outside conditions or the opinions of others. They are born from your inner conviction and sustained by your imaginative act. Thus, you step into a new existence where you are the master of your reality. So live boldly in the truth of your fulfilled desire. Walk confidently as though all you desire is already yours. Speak and think from that place of completion and certainty. This is not fantasy. It is the practical use of the creative law at work within you. As you maintain this state, the universe responds by aligning every detail in perfect harmony with your vision. Circumstances will shift, people will appear, and doors will open in ways you could not have imagined. Your reality will become a mirror reflecting the assumption you steadfastly hold inside. This is the secret to manifesting anything, to living fully as if it is already done, to holding the feeling of your fulfilled desire as your dominant state, and to refusing to be swayed by the changing opinions of your senses. The power is within you now. Your imagination is the great creative force, and your feelings are the fuel that drives it. Embrace this truth with conviction and persistence. Your manifested reality is waiting to be revealed. Step fully into your new life, knowing that what you have assumed is already yours. Live it with joy, confidence, and unwavering faith, and watch as all that you desire unfolds naturally and effortlessly before you.